You know that feeling when you wake up and you think, I'm gonna have a great day today. I'm gonna eat so healthy. I'm gonna watch my portions. I'm gonna go to bed not feeling bloated, and I'm gonna wake up looking like a fucking supermodel. So you go about your day, you have your breakfast, you're doing great. You have your lunch, you're ahead of the curve. You are so proud of yourself. You think every issue you've ever had with food and your body and body image and all the things is in the past, and you're a whole new person now. And you have your dinner, and then you think, you know what? I'm a little hungry still. Why don't I have another bite? Or why don't I go grab a cookie? And you eat your cookie and you think, that was yummy. I could have another cookie. And so you have a second one. And before you know it, you're halfway through the box of cookies. And then you think, you know what? I'm gonna start over tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day. Why don't I just go ahead and finish the whole box of cookies so that way tomorrow there's no cookies in the house anymore. I can't even fall off track anymore. And so you finish the box of cookies, you feel bloated, you feel disgusted, you hate yourself, you're so mad at yourself because you told yourself today was gonna be different and today you were meant to start over and today you weren't meant to do this bullshit. And so you start planning and strategizing what you're gonna eat the next day, what you're not gonna eat the next day, when you're gonna eat, how much you're gonna eat, and you go to bed just thinking about food. And you wake up and you think, today's a new day, and the whole cycle repeats itself. And before you know it, you're not even eating to live anymore, you're just living to eat at this point. Food is just consuming all of your thoughts, and you're constantly thinking about what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat and when you should eat and how much you should eat, and it's all food, 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 food. Yeah, so not to brag, but I really am an expert in this exact process. And lucky for us, I've developed some recipes that really help me snap out of this mindset. And we're gonna make 3 of them here today. So all of the recipes that we're making today are really nutrient dense. They're really high in protein, high in fiber. They have a lot of other micronutrients that really feed and nourish your body so you're getting everything that you need. And they're all really, really, really delicious. And they're interesting and different and fun to eat in a way that's really satiating beyond flavor and nutrients. So we're gonna start with my cacao refresher. I invented this drink last summer. It kind of tastes like a Nesquik. Like, remember Nesquik from childhood? Oh my God, yum. But it's really rich in electrolytes and protein and has no added sugar, and low key between us, it actually helps me poo. And then we're gonna make a warm cauliflower Romanesco salad. It's actually inspired by this dish I had at Nobu a few weeks ago that I was just obsessed with. And then we're gonna end with this Thai-inspired bowl that I've been making every single day. It is so good. It's spicy and bright and citrusy and light and crunchy, and I literally can't wait to have it, so let's just get into it, yeah? Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is make our cacao drink. Now, the formula for this is going to be familiar to you because it's kind of how I make a lot of these beverages. And actually this one is the one that started it all. So I start with 1 tablespoon of raw cacao powder. I think I get the Nativas. I don't know. I think I have something dyslexia adjacent because I actually don't know which of the 2 it is. I'll link the one I get, but it doesn't really matter. I do like using raw cacao over a processed cocoa powder because it just has more micronutrients. And then this was about 1 teaspoon of maca powder, which actually has a lot of benefits. And I've been meaning to make it a daily part of my routine again, especially as I'm approaching my luteal phase. So I just added a little bit of hot water, not boiling water, just to dissolve this. But the drink is a chilled beverage. Oh my God, can you hear my tummy? It's going crazy. I've been doing the Allegra Pepcid PMDD thing, and I will say it really does make me very bloated, and it's not the best thing for my digestion. But man, my hormonal mood swings and truly, I mean, luteal phase intense depression was so bad that I, one of the vainest people I've ever met in my life, am willing to be super, super bloated just to not go through that anymore. Also, let me just address this off the bat. They're doing construction either right next door to me or right below me. I can't figure out where it's coming from. It's insanely loud. And then they're tearing up the entire street outside the door. So it's chaos in here. If you can hear any of it, I'm truly so sorry. I wish it wasn't so, is all I can say to that. Anyway. So we do that, dissolve it in hot water. I'm not doing the best job dissolving it. I also like to use a gelatinized maca, which I hear is better for digestion, but it does make it a little bit harder. It just gets a little sticky and hard to dissolve in water, if that makes sense. Now, the way I'm doing this drink today is actually different from how I've done it historically. So usually I put the soy milk directly into this mixture and then froth it up and have that be the cloud that sits on top of the coconut water. But today I want to try something new. I want to put this directly in with the coconut water, by the way, just like a moment for the jewels. Okay, got it, great, thanks. I'm gonna do it a little bit different. Instead, I wanna do this in with the coconut water and then do a blue spirulina cloud on the top of it. And that's because I've been just doing more and more blue spirulina these days. I'm a huge fan. I'm really trying to up my omega-3 intake and like, I'll put it like this, sea nutrients intake. So I'm really upping my seaweed, my algae, my microalgae, my EPA, my DHA, all the things. It's a very exciting time to be in my life. So yeah, I've just been doing tons of blue spirulina lately. So I just thought that would be a cool kind of spin on this. Also for the milk, you wanna go, if you want it lighter and less creamy, a 1/4 cup of that soy milk. If you wanna go more creamy, go for a 1/2 cup of that soy milk. Gonna pull out the milk frother, make a nice little cloud here. Okay, stunning. I'm gonna rinse this and actually just run it through this for 2 seconds just to get it all incorporated because it feels a little chunky still. Oh my God, my tummy is rumbling like I'm gonna poo my pants. Yeah, that's enough. I'm not trying to froth this or anything. I really just wanted to mix it. Wait, I did new makeup today. I just am constantly playing and experimenting, and I think I'm slowly actually getting better at doing makeup, which is very exciting. Hold on, I'm gonna put the kettle back because we don't need her anymore. It's come to my attention that not everyone gets when I'm being facetious. I mean, you do, obviously, because you watch and stuff, but you know, when I post clips and stuff and civilians see it, not you know, us who are in the cult, who are in the clique, they don't always get that when I do silly voices and stuff, I'm just kind of being, I don't know, I don't even know what I'm being, facetious, silly, jokey, whatever. They don't get it, and it's so embarrassing for them. Okay, so I decided to do ice. I don't always do ice, as you know, but see how there's a clump there? That's what I was trying to prevent by using that, but clearly I didn't use it that thoroughly, which is fine. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, maca is great for hormone support, and it's stimulating without being too stimulating. I think I'm gonna try to incorporate it on the daily again. It could be a good afternoon pick-me-up. Maybe I'll start incorporating this drink on the daily. It's honestly kind of a perfect post-workout if you do a morning workout and you're kind of tired, but you're not hungry enough for a proper meal, or maybe can't stop, you have to go somewhere else or something. It gives you protein and carbs, which carbs are very important post-workout. Like, carbs are arguably maybe even more important than protein post like a true strength training session. Yeah, just something to keep in mind. Yes, that's exactly how I wanted it to look. I'm using this coconut water from Happier Grocery. Okay, wait, I'm so excited. Oh, yes, hold on. We're gonna froth it again because I want some of the foam to really sit on top. Okay, I'll rinse this later. Yes. Sam got scared. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. Look at that. All right, let's grab a straw. Let's mix. Here I am with 4 straws. I worry this is too on the nose. Silver, classic, chic. This might be what I'm gonna go with. And to anyone who tuned in thinking this is just a wellness cooking show, we're very aesthetics focused here. You're welcome. I mean, that perfect ombre. Okay, I'm having a hard time gripping the straw with my mouth because I got Botox right above my lip, just literally 2 drops, but okay, I forgot. I didn't do it here because the cup isn't big enough, but ideal ratios, in my opinion, is 1 tablespoon of the cacao powder, 1 teaspoon maca, just a tiny pinch of hot water to dissolve it, and then 2.5 cups of raw coconut water. Again, I love the one from Happier Grocery, which, wait, I think I started to say this, but I don't think I finished. My friend pronounced it Happy the other day, Happy Grocery, and I was like, is that how we're meant to say it? Is it meant to be French? I literally thought it was just Happier. I don't know, whatever. Who cares? I really like their coconut water, but obviously if you don't have access to something like this, Harmless Harvest is always great. And there's that other brand now. Oh, I'll have to link it. It says Thai coconut water on it, and it's also pink. But anyway, minimum 2 cups. I think 2.5 is ideal to get it sweet enough. And then 1/4 to 1/2 cup of the soy milk. Okay, I could grip that just fine with my mouth. I don't know what the issue. I think I was trying to not have it go over my teeth because I don't want them to be blue and brown for the rest of the episode. Okay, this is so delicious. You know me, I just don't want to stop. But we have a lot to do and a lot of really fun recipes, so let's get going. Also, hopefully as I drink this, maybe I'll have to use the bathroom. I don't want to be gross. I'm sorry, we're cooking and eating here, but let's get going on our Nobu-inspired warm cauliflower dish. Holy shit, my nails look sick. We're gonna start by steaming some cauliflower and some Romanesco. This unfortunately was the best Romanesco that I could buy. I love Romanesco because it has this it reminds me of eating acid. Like it just looks like fractals. It looks like what you see when you're on psychedelics. And it's just so cool that nature makes this. So I got Romanesco and I got 2 kinds of cauliflower. It doesn't really matter, honestly. The idea is you have cauliflower, right? So we're just gonna steam all of those. Could you roast them? Yes, but as we have talked about many times before, there are a lot of vegetables. If a vegetable tastes okay steamed, I will steam it versus roasting it because steaming leads to lower AGEs, which are advanced glycogen end products. Something like that, which apparently leads to faster aging. So that's truly the only reason. And like with something like cauliflower, I actually really enjoy the flavor steamed and it just goes so quickly. Anyway, as I mentioned, this dish is inspired by a Nobu dish, which I think is just called a warm cauliflower salad, something like that. Ozzy, my friend Colleen, and I went to Nobu a few weeks ago and we ordered that, and I was so obsessed with it. But I also, there's part of me that thought, well, this could be different, this could be better, yada, yada, yada. So I decided I'm just gonna make my own version of it. And that's what I did. That's what we have here. It's my own version. I made this amazing, it's a cilantro jalapeno creamy kind of dressing. It's actually inspired by ají verde, I think it's called, which is a Peruvian, I want to say, sauce. Oh God, I feel like I'm gonna get canceled. I think it's Peruvian, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's a sauce made with mayonnaise and cojita, I think. So I made a high protein version of that. We'll discuss it in a bit once we get all these veggies in our steamer basket for steaming. I'm just throwing the leaves in, by the way, because they're meant to be edible. So I figured let's not waste them, but I don't know what's gonna happen with them. Stay tuned to find out. Anyway, I'm gonna add a frozen. She had a fall earlier, so she might be more trepidatious on the wood today. Yeah. Sorry for the interruption. Sam stuff, always. I'm gonna add frozen edamame to the steaming basket, which I've actually never done before. I usually just thaw it in the microwave, but I figured if I'm already gonna be steaming things, I don't see why that wouldn't work. I don't know. This, by the way, looks so beautiful with all the different colors in here. Again, can you use just plain white cauliflower? Yeah, of course. And I don't think these are nutritionally that different. I think the orange has some beta carotene and the purple has some antioxidants, but I don't think it's a huge difference. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think the best source of antioxidants is purple cauliflower. I don't think the best source of beta carotene is orange cauliflower, but it's fun. Did that kind of have an Italian twang to it? But it's fun. Oh my God, when I was in high school, you heard that, right? Cool. When I was in high school, I took a couple years of drama classes, and one time we had to learn an accent, and she had these CDs for us to learn accents with. And I did Italian, and no matter how hard I tried, all my friends told me I sounded like vampire, like Transylvania or wherever vampires are from. So fun times for me. We'll see what happens. Okay, before we move on to the Thai bowl situation, I just want to talk about this sauce for the Nobu inspired. So this is one package of that Morinu extra firm silken tofu that we love. 1 lemon. I just peeled the lemon and threw the whole thing in. If you want to just juice it, that's fine. I find it really makes no big difference. With limes, it does. Limes get kind of bitter when you use the whole flesh, but with lemons, I find it doesn't really make a big difference. It's easier and you get a little extra fiber. Why not? 2 pitted medjool dates, 3 tablespoons white miso, 1 tablespoon nutritional yeast, 2 cloves of garlic, 1 tablespoon Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon onion powder, a 1/4 cup sherry vinegar, 2 tablespoons extra virgin olive oil. I recommend using the highest quality olive oil available to you. 1 cup of cilantro and 1 to 2 jalapenos. This time around when I made it, I used 1 because I didn't have a second one, and the one that I used honestly was truly on its last leg, but it's fine. So what I do is I kind of roughly cut around the seeds, and I don't put the whole seed thing in, but a few seeds end up getting in, and that's a good spice level for me. If you want it spicier, use more seeds. If you want it less spicy, don't use any seeds at all. She's pooing, I think. And we're gonna take a brief break. Okay, thank you so much to Sam for timing her poo right when we were gonna break anyway. Worked out so nicely. Okay, now let's talk about this Thai salad bowl situation. So it's kind of a cross between, she's watching, it's the cutest thing in the world. Anyway, it's kind of a cross between I think it's called a som tum salad, like the green papaya kind of Thai salad, and a larb gai, I think is the other one it's called. It's the minced chicken, and it tossed with things. They're both very kind of light salads with bright, citrusy, spicy dressings that are usually made with fish sauce and sugar and lime juice, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, I've been trying to recreate that kind of flavor profile. Truly for as long as I can remember. It is maybe my favorite flavor profile in all of existence, and I think I've finally gotten it. So let's talk this dressing situation, and then we'll start working on the actual salad, which is inspired, but it's not entirely the same, you know? Okay, so I started with 4 bird's eye chilies. Use fewer if you don't like things as spicy. 1 shallot, and I chopped those up, 1 dulse leaf, and 1 small bit of lemongrass that I sliced. I put them all in my mortar. The bowl is mortar, this is pestle. Is that correct? Also, I used to call it pestle, like really pronounce the T, until Ozzy one day was like, hey, by the way, it's pestle. Like, stop saying that, it's embarrassing. Anyway, so those, and then I've done it 2 ways that I think are both good. There's a way I like better, but I'll give you both ways. This is the way I like less. 1 ounce of tamari, 2 ounces coconut aminos, and 1 ounce lime juice, which is about the juice of 1 lime. I actually like it better with 3 ounces coconut aminos, no tamari, and 1 ounce lime juice. I just think it's a little less salty and a little bit sweeter, but choose your own adventure. You really can't go wrong. And then you mash everything together. And then I just store it together, and kind of the longer it sits, the better it gets, because all of the flavors really infuse. Now, what I usually do is I just grab a spoonful of it, and some of the seeds end up getting in, which makes it really spicy. If you don't like things as spicy, by the way, I forgot to mention, but we took the cauliflower and stuff out. If you don't like things as spicy, then really strain it so you get no seeds in there. Also, the shallot bits, once they're marinating in there for a while, turn delicious. It's one of the best things I've ever had. Anyway, so ours is really not going to be super authentic to anything, quite frankly, but it's fun and it gives you so many nutrients. So we're going to start with cabbage. I got both green and red cabbage, which again is just gaslighting from the vegetable naming community, because this is purple, but that's neither here nor there. And we're gonna kind of chop it up. Grab some of this and chop it up. And then we're gonna add both to our mortar, I believe. And then the other thing we're gonna do that's extremely non-traditional, I mean, this is as non-traditional as it gets pretty much, is we're gonna grab some curly kale. Now mine is quite old. It's seen better days, but I bet all the caterpillars are dead, so we love that. And I'm just gonna roughly tear off some bits. And this is really just to add more nutrients. That's it. If there's one thing that I think all of us could and should be eating more of, there's no other adjective in there. Adjective? Verb? Adverb? Hey, or could, should, and would. Drop in the comments. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I think most of us should be eating more leafy greens, myself very much included in this. I mean, I eat quite healthy, and it is something sometimes can be a bit of an oversight for me. And then when I add more into my diet, I feel so much better. And honestly, my skin gets so much better and my mood gets better. They really are one of the healthiest things you could be eating. So we're just gonna mash these up. And something that's really nice about this dish is that it's really delicious, it's crunchy and it's fun to eat. It's so good for you, and it's a good kind of anger release exercise because you spend so much time bashing things. It's kind of like going to those rage room places where you pay $100 to destroy old electronics, which by the way are low-key indestructible. They used to build them so much better. Throw a new iPhone in there, okay? If you look at that thing wrong, it breaks. Ozzy laughed at that. And no one is more non-giving when it comes to my humor. I really have to impress him for him to chuckle. He has high standards when it comes to comedy. Not a laugh slut, that one. Can you hear the construction? Because when I tell you the floors are vibrating, it's like a full apartment vibration plate right now. Maybe it'll make me poo. Okay, basically you want to bash this until everything softens up. So I'll see you in 45 to 65 minutes. Okay, this seems great. Let's get to some plating and then some eating. Okay, real quick, before we get to plating, I just wanted to add a few more things. So for the cauliflower salad, I'm also gonna add lima beans that I cooked, not lima beans, fava beans, sorry, that I cooked. I just wanna add something that's a more starchy kind of bean in addition to the edamame, just to add more fiber to the dish. And then for the Thai salad, so we're gonna do two different types of tofu in it. One is I'm using this extra silken tofu that's gonna go on the bottom. And then I'm gonna crumble some firm tofu on top. I'm also going to add some shredded wheat, like you know the vintage cereal from the 90s on top. And in fact, let's just go ahead and bash that right now. The reason I'm doing this is, so I've been doing a lot of research on insoluble fiber because insoluble fiber, so loosely speaking, there's two types of fiber. There's soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber is the one that feeds the beneficial gut bacteria, that has a lot of nutrients, that is the one that you really need for gut health. And it also supports GLP-1 production, although not in the same way that the drugs do. Insoluble fiber really doesn't have any of these benefits. What insoluble fiber does is it speeds up gut transit time. It really helps get things moving. And wheat bran is the richest source of insoluble fiber. And shredded wheat is made largely of wheat bran, although it has other types of wheat in there too. It's pretty high in protein. In addition to being very high in fiber, it has a bit of soluble fiber and it has a lot of insoluble fiber. So we're just gonna crush this up and add it as crunchies to the Thai salad to bring the fiber count up, but also just add a little nice crunch. Okay, that's it. Okay, now, and two last things. I actually bought these today. This one is yuzu salt and this one is umeboshi salt, which is like a pickled plum, like a Japanese pickled plum. I haven't had these yet. Actually, let me just taste them. But I thought they could be pretty for styling. Okay, tastes like salt. Ooh, wow, you can really taste the yuzu in this, wow. These are nice. Cool, so we're definitely gonna add those on top, but they're more so garnishes than anything else. Okay, we're gonna start with some of these fava beans on the bottom because they're ugly, so they can just live on the bottom. I'm gonna do a good amount of this sauce. I really wish you could smell it. It is one of my favorite smells I've ever smelled in my entire life, not to be dramatic. So we're gonna go pretty hard with this because it's delicious and it's also covering up the ugliness, and also we're not really gonna mix it until we go to eat, so. And now for our cauliflower and Romanesco and edamame. I'm trying to make these be a little more upright, but sometimes life doesn't go exactly how you want it to, and you just have to take it on the chin, you know? Okay. Wow, that's really pretty. Maybe a little sprinkle of this yuzu salt. Also a little bit of crystallized soy. Just add a little texture to this. Pretty. And then I'm gonna add garlic flowers. But obviously you don't have to. I do think a little garlic salt could be nice on this though, if you don't add garlic flowers, which presumably you won't. This smells so good, but I'm also a huge cauliflower lover. This turned out exactly how I envisioned it. It is stunning. Wow. Not me just finding a way to incorporate my beautiful nails into the photo. Now, one thing I want to do before we take a bite is I want to add a little bit of lime juice on top. And that's just because I'm obsessed with sour things, but also because when you add lime to purple cauliflower, it turns pink and it's very cool. See how it's starting to become pink? Isn't that just beautiful? See how it almost looks kind of tie-dye vibes? Stunning. Let's eat. When I tell you, that is one of the most perfect bites I've ever put in my mouth. I would sacrifice a pack of rabid animals for this. And I'm vegan, so that says something. With that fava bean in there, I'm telling you that dressing is a very unique combination of being creamy, a little spicy, but so light, delicate, and bright is the best word that comes to mind. It's so good. The cauliflower is steamed to perfection where it's still crunchy, but it's creamy and cooked through. The salt adds a nice layer on top. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so high in fiber. It's so high in protein. And dare I say, it's better than Nobu. Like, you heard it here first. I think it's better than Nobu. Okay, let's make our next dish, our Thai salad vibe. We're gonna start by putting the extra silken tofu in the bottom, just like custard vibes. And then the stuff. Little dressing. Little crumble, but a firm tofu. Add a bit more. I'm gonna add some Thai basil and some cilantro. Now I'm gonna use flowering cilantro, but you can just use whatever cilantro you have access to. We'll do some of this shredded wheat. I'm adding a tahini drizzle because we have no fat in here. A lot of flowering cilantro just thrown about. Oh, it's looking really pretty. I'm gonna do some corn flour purely for aesthetics. And I'm doing some chive blossoms. Again, if you don't have access, just use chives or leave the whole thing out. It doesn't really matter. It's looking so cute. I'll try a tiny bit of this pink salt. Yeah, that looks pretty. A little bit of this soy salt. I think that's everything. I'm gonna give it a nice mix and we're gonna eat. It's spicy, it's citrusy, it's light, it's creamy, it tastes healthy but also indulgent at the same time. It's perfect. One of the highlights of this dish for me, in addition to the sauce and the crunchy bits, is the extra silken tofu. It's so custardy and it's such a nice contrast to all the crunch and the rest of the dish. It's so good. I could eat this every day, honestly. And the shredded wheat really came to play. Oof, this is so good. I was in such a trance with that, I actually forgot I was filming entirely. One thing I will say, I actually like when some of the seeds get in the dressing. I used the sieve today to not get any seeds in. I like it when it's a little bit spicier, but that's just me. Choose your own adventure. I'm gonna have this bite and then I will turn the camera off and finish the rest of the bowl because it's so good. I actually can't stop. Okay. Again, I forgot the camera was on. I forgot I was filming. I forgot where I was. I was so present with this bowl. I couldn't even think about anything else. I'm gonna go. I'll see you next week. And until next week, stay cunty. Until, I don't know, rate, review, subscribe, do all the things, you know. Love you. Thanks for being here. Make some of this stuff. They're honestly not hard dishes to make and they're insanely delicious and they're just like perfect for bright summer nights. Okay, I'm gonna go before I start singing some bullshit. Love you. I have so much going on in this ear. It's actually starting to cut off circulation a little, but who needs two ears, you know?